Hello, it is I, once again, doing a patch review. I wasn't gonna do one because this patch is really short, so I thought it was kind of useless, but there's something that I wanted to talk about this patch, because they didn't fix some of the bugs, so I thought it was important to, like, say that to somebody. So, anyways, this is a patch review of Mort Dog's slides. He did the patch review and he said everything. Please go follow TFT Dev. I'll put the link to the original video in the description as usual. If you like my content, I do daily TFT content. Sometimes it's just a clip, sometimes it's informative, like these patch reviews or VOD reviews or tutorials. And most of the time it's just VODs when I play. So you can kind of see the journey of me learning and playing TFT. Anyways, now that that's done, let's go through the patch notes. So for system changes, so they made this big one that now all players get the same number of items at each stage. So that means like at stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, etc. You get the same number of items. Before, there was an option that you would get less components or less items, and instead you would get more gold. And this caused the big thing called a gold opener. And these were generally better because having your gold front loaded or having your gold earlier basically allows you to make 10, make 20, make 30, make much more econ earlier. And having more econ reduces a lot of the struggle with randomness and other problems in the game, and generally puts you in a really good spot. So if you watch like bigger streamers, you'd hear like, oh, I got a gold opener, it's a first or it's a second, because a lot of times it's real, like you just find yourself in a really good spot. You can still like find yourself in a bad spot because the game just has randomness. This doesn't change gold orb drops. So gold orbs, let's say you get dropped like a spat, or you get dropped a like sometimes you see a gold orb and it gives you like units or whatever, or a bunch of gold. Gold orbs are still like this rare thing that happened that are just like sprinkled in, and they're completely outside of it. So from what I understand, gold orbs, it's not like if somebody gets a spat, everybody gets a spat. That's not what this is saying. I don't know how this changes it, because it might make like now gold orbs even more high roll. Everyone will bitch about something. I didn't even find it as that big of an issue, because like I'm not at the high enough skill level where it was making that drastic of a change a lot of the time. But of course, good change. Fixed a bug where they allowed a headliner trait to appear multiple times before waiting for a shop. So basically, what this was is that, let's say you saw like a crowd diver cat. What would happen is you can immediately see a crowd diver Yone right after that. Originally, what was intended is like, or what was intended as of last patch that they tried to fix the other headliner bug was that once you see a headliner trait, you have to wait 4 shops before seeing it again. And while that might seem like a nerf, the idea behind it is that like when you're rolling for a headliner, you can lock out all the ones that you don't want. It's like for bad luck prevention, which it works both ways. Like, you know, if you see a crowd diver cat, then you can't see the crowd diver Yone that you really want. But at the same time, if you see like a sentinel Mordekaiser, then you won't see sentinel Garen, you won't see sentinel Echo. So eventually with rolling, you'll become efficient that you'll find your unit. This bug is not fixed. I'm explaining it just so you guys understand both sides of it. So, you know, if you like it the way it is, or if you want it to be changed, it doesn't matter. The bug's still there. They didn't fix it. Okay, like maybe they tried to fix it and something else caused it to be fucked up. I don't know. I don't know. It's still there. I've watched it happen. Like, maybe, is there a B patch? Like, hello? How is this the first slide and it's already wrong? Like, man, like, I don't know. They, like, please, I'm looking for a job. I'll QA test. I'll do it. Like, I'm down. I'll do it. Like really, like, they have a hard job. I understand dev is difficult, but I think I would prefer it if they just didn't say that they fixed it instead, right? Like, I think I would like that more. Like, I'm okay with it not being fixed and them having to take longer to fix it. Like, whatever. I never bitch about those things. I hate it when it's, like, written that it's fixed and it's not. But maybe they did fix it now. I don't know. I saw it happen so on a stream, so, like, I'm pretty sure it's not fixed. Anyways, traits large. We'll go over that. That's fine. Whatever. Emo. So, Emo now gets a buff to 6 Emo. I don't see a lot of 6 emo being played. Maybe this might make the difference. I don't know if it really does, because a lot of times when you're playing emo, they already do a shit ton of damage, a lot of the emo units, that I don't think the extra 10 AP makes that much of a difference. 6 emo also needs a spat and an emo headliner, but maybe this might be like a preferred line over like 6 executioner, because I think they're reducing executioner damage. So if you're playing like Vex, maybe instead of going for executioner Vex, it might be better to go for like emo Vex and then just play a Poppy. The problem is that you still have to play Annie, so I don't think it's that good, right? Maybe if you high roll 2 emo spats. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. That's all I can say about that. Heartsteel, so stage 5 and 6, they reduced the hearts per kill from 2 to 1. Before it was crazy. I'm telling you now, I played some games on it. The meta has not changed. Heartsteel is still busted, right? Like, this does not change anything. Like, the whole, like, 80 flex into Ezreal Z line, into Fast 9, into cap your board out. It doesn't really change anything, because a lot of the times, you're not cashing out on stage 5 and 6. You're cashing out on stage 4, right? It's always 4-1 to 4-2, right? Usually it's like if you hit Heartsteel stage 3, then you're just in a good spot. 5 Heartsteel stage 3, you get your cash out before you roll down on stage 4, and then you get an additional cash out stage 4 and 4-2. But then what happens on stage 5 and 6, usually that's already when you're going 9 and you're capping out your board, and a lot of times you drop Heartsteel altogether, or you drop down to 3 Heartsteel. It's barely even a difference. So this does like nothing. In my in my games, it doesn't change the line at all. It makes you like a little bit weaker if someone else is high rolling and you're like giga capping your board. But it's not like oh, Heartsteel's fixed, GG. It's like it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't change the meta at all, or it doesn't change what the main lines that people play. So I don't think you're still gonna see everybody trying to force Heartsteel if they can, right? Punk, they dropped down 6 Punk a little bit. I felt like Punk is in a weird spot where sometimes it's like really annoyingly strong, but I feel like it worked out. I think like since there's boards like Heartsteel, like there's a lot of boards that Punk will never outcap like Heartsteel, so it doesn't feel like it's a big issue. But these nerfs kind of feel a bit preemptive, but it's fine. Like I don't really care. I haven't seen a lot of 6 Punk. Maybe it was a big issue, but that's fine. Hey, we take those. Okay, so now on to champs. Like I said, this is a small patch, so we're just going through it fast. Olaf 3 is a little bit weaker. I still haven't reached my 100 subs. Please subscribe if you like the content. You know, eventually I want to get to 1,000 subs at one point in my life, because then I can maybe get some monetization on this channel. But, you know, that's a pipe dream for, like, you know, in the future. But every sub helps for now. If you reach the 100 sub goal, then I'll play an Olaf reroll. It's getting nerfed, so it'll be funnier now. That's all I can offer you guys. Lux got buffed. I played so many people. I got 2 Jack spots, and both times I got fucked. Like, the whole lobby was Heartsteel, and I couldn't outcap them, and I went 5th both times. I tried out new Jacks, and at one time I tried out to play it with Lux. Like, I know Jax isn't buffed, it's Lux buff, but it's like the same board. And I didn't get good Lux item. Oh, I was so miserable. Like, you'll see those videos. I was so tilted yesterday. So I don't know if this is that big of a deal. I tried it out. I don't know. I don't know if this changes anything. But a lot of people now are trying the EDM line, but it just doesn't work. Because, like, you know, 2 people go Heartsteel, they're 1-2, or they're top 4 guaranteed. One other guy high rolls, and then, like, I feel like the EDM line, it's contested by the Heartsteel players. They're usually in a better spot, so it's hard to cap. I don't know. Set got nerfed a lot. I think that's fine. Set was really dummy strong, but I feel like you never see, like, he's so used because of Heartsteel and Bruiser and Mosher, and he's like on those capped level 9 boards a lot of the time because he ties everything together, right? You can play Set, Alawi, Yorick, Thresh, and that's like the Giga front line of Doom a lot of the times when you fully cap your board. So, I don't know, you never see him like really like solo and item carry and do his work, so I don't actually know how much of a deal this makes, because a lot of times you just put him in anyways. But whatever, I think it's good changes because he's already like a really played unit. Senna is strong. I'm pretty sure you can just play Senna reroll again. Senna reroll is always good. It just kind of fell off because it's hard to cap it with a lot of these other lines, the way like things changed around, right? Like Senna, I don't think had a really favorable matchup against Yone Riven in the last patch and like stuff like that. But now, especially if you get blinged out, A lot of times with blinged out, you'd like level and do other stuff, but now you can go blinged out. Senna reroll is probably like the play. And I've seen Senna reroll, it's like, I don't know if it's like guaranteed top 4, like how good it is, but I see it top 4 a lot. It's a really consistent reroll. So yeah, that's a thing now. Yay, more reroll. I hate rerolls, but I think I'm gonna have to play reroll this patch again because it just is what it is. Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser nerfs. I think Mordekaiser is really super played, and especially like 3-star like has a big nerf. 3-star Mordekaiser was like so strong. He's still really strong. It's just before it was crazy. It was like a guaranteed win. He just does so much. So that's pretty good. Good change. Caitlyn, they reduced her mana to 75. People are saying that Caitlyn might be really good now. I don't see it, right? I've played a lot of like 8-bit and Caitlyn and all of that stuff. I feel like Caitlyn casting, I hate it when Caitlyn casts because she takes so long. She just like sits there and like bang, like 3 seconds later. There's so many fights where I feel like I'd rather just have her auto attack. Like there's times where it's like, so like the faster cast, maybe it's like really good. But I can't tell, right? I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't know if it makes her broken though, because like I don't like compared to like just auto attacking. Like if the change was like increased to AD, I think she was broken. But like faster cast by 1 auto, so she casts like maybe twice or 3 times. I don't know. I don't know how the DPS. What I mean is I don't know how the DPS changes because she spends so long like winding up. Like I'd rather her just auto attack in that time anyways. Like is the extra cast that you might get per battle worth it? Probably. It might be good at sniping the back line if they have like a gap in their front line. So maybe it's broken, but I don't know if it changes how much it changes things. TF, they reduced his mana, so that's pretty good. TF was already kind of strong. Like they did get nerfed Disco and TF last time, so nobody played TF anymore. But TF I think was always good from a win streak, and I think that's the type of comp that it is, right? If you get Disco in early and you high roll into your stage 4 and 5, into your stage like 4, I still think Disco is good to play. Like it's still fine. It's just really hard with like the Heartsteel boards that like wipe the backline really easily. But we'll see. And then Karthus nerf, because like last time I thought he got nerfed. I talked about it. It looked like weird, but then it looked like buffs, right? It was kind of weird because I couldn't tell if it was nerf or buff. And then it worked out that it was like kind of the same. Like he was, and some people said it was buffed, and some people said it was like the same. And now they're like reducing, they're like messing around again. It's like more AP and less spell damage. I don't know. I don't know with this unit. I feel like every time I play Karthus, I go 4th at best, because it's hard to cap out around the Heartsteel, which is like, you know, I'm kind of talking about it a lot, but it's like that's kind of like the problem. I find this patch really unfun because of it, which is why I haven't been playing as much. And maybe you see the quality of my games and my YouTube content has suffered because of that, and I apologize. It's really hard for me to like feel motivated to boot up a game when like 3 people are like forcing Heartsteel and 2 of them hit, and then they're like 1-2, and I'm just sitting there like, I hope I get 4th this game. Like it's so unreasonable. It's unreasonable. Jin, more armor, more HP. I don't think it makes him broken. It's just nice to have, because especially when you have a 1-star Jin, sometimes he just dies instantly. This might help with that, so that's nice. It might make it so that you're not like, oh god, it's a Jin. I wish I had anything else in my shop, because that's what happens a lot of times when you got 1-star Jin in your shop. Sona, they keep buffing healing and the other one. I don't know if healing's any good. It might be situationally good. Like if you have like let's say you have Sona and Jin, it might be like if you have Sona Jin on your capped board. But it's like, and I just never see how attack speed doesn't help, because attack speed just does so much for your board a lot of the time, which is why it's still like the most used one. So I don't know how much that changes things, but just be prepared. Like, you know, when you're scouting, make sure to double check if it's a healing Sona is all I would tell you. Headliner bonuses, so they nerfed Vi Headliner. I still think it's good. I've seen it do well in my games. I don't think this is that. It's not like she's unclickable anymore. Kale, it's not. I think he was saying in the notes, Mort Dog, that it's not like a nerf. It's that it was misrepresented before, so it was always at 20% attack speed, but it typed out 25 before, so it was misleading. But they didn't. So they're not like buffing her basically. They're just making it say what it is. So that's whatever. That's fine. That's just like visual, right? Zed, they buffed him or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf. I didn't understand it in the video, but I think it's fine. And then Sona, they just buffed her, but you know that's like situational. I don't think it's like, you know, a big problem. Anyways, Twin Terror, they're nerfing it again. I'm not sure if it's out of the range of clickable anymore. It doesn't seem like that big of a nerf, but I think it still works, especially if you have. I think now the preferred line is like Twin Terror Lulu, and the Executioner is a bit weaker, but I think Executioner still works because it's just like a really good board that fits in nicely. Gold. Balanced budget now gives 9 gold per round. Balanced budget plus on 4-2. Oh, so this is like if you get balanced budget late, it gives you more gold. I don't know if that's broken, but it might be. 9 gold is a lot. That's like enough to make econ every round, basically, right? Bigger shot got buffed. I don't even know why. Hello? I feel like Ezreal's a problem. What? Heartthrobs got buffed? What? These I didn't understand. Like, he was talking, and I was like, do you realize? Like, I understand people don't take this, but like, what? We didn't nerf anybody. We didn't nerf the people that benefit from this, but we're buffing it, and that's already like probably the best line in the game. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then Silver, switching gears. I never take switching gears. I find like, I don't know. Besides like consistency, I feel like it's really hard to like plan for these things, right? And you don't want to purposely like win a round and then throw the next round if you're gonna win anyways, because the HP I think is more important sometimes. I don't know. This might be creative. I'd like to see if someone could get it to work, but like I'm not gonna try it. Prismatic Endless Hordes, less HP reduction. That's pretty cool. I'm never in a spot to take Endless Hordes. I'm still waiting for it because I think it would be really fun. I think I took it one time in set 9, and I never clicked it ever. But it's really hard to justify in a Prismatic lobby if you don't have like a really good spot for it. Like, you need to have a board that really benefits from the extra units rather than having like carries with items, right? So, I hope I can find a spot for it. Maybe now it's really good, so it's just good to take anyways. Starter kit granting gold, that's fine. And I don't like taking starter kit because sometimes you just hit a line that's contested. It's the same with like, both times I played Jax the other day, it was because I got it on Caretaker's favor. And I really hate it. I hate all the ones where they drop you a unit. Because sometimes they drop you a unit and like somebody sees your spot and they're like, nah, I'll contest anyways. And then it's just like, it's just fucking unfun. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? My augment gives me this unit. Like, augment gives me like, I don't know, country, for example. So it's like I have a Thresh, or it gives me like Disco, or it gives me like, you know, starter kit gives me like, I don't know, what's something that's very forced, like Zed, right? It gives me Zed. It's like, well, I'm gonna play Zed. I'm gonna play around either Crowd Diver or one of those lines. But everybody's like, nah, I'm Crowd Diver, I'm Zed, I don't care. And it's just like, then you just never hit the other units, and it's like, oh, great. It's like, now I'm just down a Prismatic Augment because nobody's like, you know, nobody respects the fact that we're gonna hold hands and go 7-8, right? That's why I hate those ones. But maybe that's for you. I think giving direction is really important. Maybe you're a starter kit lover. I used to love it when I was in Plat. When I was in Plat lobbies in set 9, I used to have Caitlyn Legend. I played Caitlyn Legend for a little bit because I liked having starter kit. So, you know, to each their own is what I would say. Deathfire Grasp, giving more AP. This thing fucking sucks. I don't think I've ever wanted this once in my life. There's not a single time I'm like, oh shit, Deathfire Grasp. Even when you're playing AD, there's better options. So I hate it, but whatever. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I think it still sucks. Goldmancer, they nerfed it because it was broken. I don't see people using it that much, but that's just because like I think there's just better Ornn items in general. Like, even with Goldmancer, it's like sometimes rare to take it because you'd rather have like a Gambler's Blade or like something else. So it's kind of hard to find this a lot of the time. I don't know. Might be good. Runans, I'm a Runans enjoyer, right? I look at the stats and it says that it's Runans a lot of the time. I've been slamming Runans when I can. I just think it's cool. I think it's a cool item. It like hits another dude. Sometimes you randomly snipe a backline unit even though you're not targeting them. And like that shit's hype. I love scam items, right? Like that, right? Like I used to love Runans in set 9 when you would go Runans on what's his name? Akshan or Aphelios, if you guys remember those. I'm just a Runans enjoyer. So buffing Runans, I'm like, I'm down. I was gonna play it anyways, right? Static shift buff, I was gonna play it anyways, right? I love things that spread damage out, because like I think the biggest problem with units sometimes is when like they're single target, they don't spread the damage, right? Champ small. So this is what they said. They buffed Jax, and I played it like twice. I'm seeing more people playing Jax again, and I played it, and I assure you, this shit still needs like BIS items. You cannot just put an item on this guy. Like, I had such good Jax spots, and I'm still getting destroyed because you never beat the Heartsteel player, right? So it's like you're playing for like 3rd or 4th if there's a Heartsteel player. It's hard to roll for the units. They buffed both Jax and Lux, and I swear to God, it was like the hardest 5th of my life. Both times. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it was just me. I was excited to try it out. Not because I like Jax. I fucking hate this dude. I hope it's never playable again. That was the fucking worst patch of my life, was having to deal with the fucking Jax patch, right? But my God, I don't know. They broke his ankles really hard, I think, that one time. I think it's the EDM cast matters so much. You know how this is good? The Jax line you really, really need to hit Z2 and Zac2, but the problem is you're rolling on 7 a lot of the time. And if you don't high roll the Zac2 or the Z2, and at minimum the Zac2, if you don't high roll the Zac2 and minimum, you're kind of screwed in a lot of these EDM lines, is what I feel. So take that into account, like, because a lot of the Heartsteel players, they're also grabbing Zacs, but they're rolling on 8 when you're rolling on 7, and they're also grabbing Zeds and they're rolling on 8 while you're rolling on 7. So there's a lot of games, like I think I went 5th both times because I didn't hit Zac2, Z2 until very late in the game, so I lost a lot of HP, right? So that's probably the key to tying it together, which I think was less of a problem when Jax was broken, but it's something that's still important now. Garen buffs, people are saying like trying Garen reroll. I don't know if Garen reroll is that strong. I used to play it when I was learning the game back a couple patches ago because I really wanted to get 8-bit to work before Riven got buffed and 8-bit got buffed that Riven was broken. But yeah, I guess to each their own. Bug fixes. I'm gonna talk about one thing now. Kale is still bugged, right? They didn't say that they fixed it, but basically if Kale has a Jinsu from Superfan and something gets spawned, so either an Alawi tentacle spawns, a Yorick thing gets spawned, etc., it resets her Jinsu stack. That's the reason, if you haven't seen me play Kale reroll on this channel, it's because it's bugged. Her Jinsu restacks and it can cost you the whole game, because basically like the Jinsu, it's like you build attack speed, you build attack speed, you build attack speed, the number goes up. There's a visual bug that if you have 2 Jinsus, it's visual. It's only visual. If you have 2 Jinsus, one of them does not increase in value, the number. That is only visual. In stats, if you look at her attack speed, it actually does increase. What I'm talking about is if you have a Superfan Jinsu, which is very common on the Kale line. I don't know if it's without Superfan. That's part I don't know, because I haven't seen somebody play double Jinsu without Superfan. But if you have a Jinsu on her and something gets spawned, that's what the presumption is. That's like you have a Yorick. Before they thought it was like from a pentakill kill. Like nobody really knows that well what it is, but it resets. And it can cost you a round or the game. Because imagine if you're building attack speed on this unit, and then all of a sudden her attack speed drops to 0. Or drops back to like normal. It's like, it's fucked. So they didn't fix that. They didn't say they fixed that, but I'm telling you that it's not fixed in the background. Now, something they did say more in the thing said Scrappy Inventions was fixed. So I'm gonna write it on the screen. So Scrappy, oops, I don't know what I'm doing. right? Scrappy Inventions, right? What is Scrappy Inventions, you might ask, right? Scrappy Inventions is a augment. It's a gold augment, and what it does is it says at the start of the next 2 stages, gain a component, and 5 random components will turn into 5 components will turn into 5 random completed items, right? So it's broken because if you get that early, which a lot of people do, it's almost a guaranteed 1 or a 2. It's basically a guaranteed first or a second, right? Unless you throw the game or you don't play around the fact that you have a huge advantage. It's so strong, right? Because basically what happens is you get dropped your items instead of at the next round stages, you get it dropped at the next rounds. So instead of getting dropped at like 3-1, 4-1, you get a component on stage 2-2, 2-3, right? So if you count it, what basically ends up happening is you have like, you know, you have +2 items minimum. So usually it's even more than that. It's like +3 items, like completed items. You are so far ahead of everybody. It doesn't even matter what your board is, you just roll everybody, right? As long as you don't like throw it and like play like absolute garbage or try and lose streak, you have so many items, and it's so broken, and it's been like that for a while, and they have not fixed it. It's been like that in the last patch. It's crazy. So that bug still exists. They said they fixed it. It was a lie. They did not fix it. Maybe it's fixed in some cases. Maybe it's like not all the time. I watched it happen live. Like, it still gave the components early. So be aware of that. I'm not saying to bug abuse, but everybody grabs Scrappy Inventions because like it's not even banned at like the Riot tournament, right? Like the Riot tournament happening this weekend. I don't know if it starts today, but it's happening this weekend. It's not banned there, so it's not really bug abusing, right? If they, I don't know, I'm just saying it's scuffed, but be aware of that. Thoughts on the patch in general though? I think that I don't like this patch. I didn't like the last patch, right? Maybe this patch is for you and maybe you enjoy it. I don't enjoy it because I find that a lot of games I'm just default playing for 3rd or 4th because I know I can't outcap some of the Heartsteel players. And like if I'm in a spot where I don't get a Heartsteel, it's like, okay, I have to go 8, hope that I hit my units and play around it. So I just find it very frustrating. I don't enjoy it at all, and it's why I haven't been playing as much. It's also why some of my videos might seem repetitive, or like I'm a bit checked out of the videos, and sometimes I make bad decisions because I'm literally just checked out, right? I'm hoping that they fix it. I think this patch would be amazing if it wasn't for the Heartsteel, and I think these things matter to different people more. You might look at it, you might be a challenger player watching this video. I'm only Masters, and you might love this patch and think that I'm just really bad at the game, and that's totally fine. Maybe I am really bad at the game, right? I don't give a shit. I don't find it fun, right? And it's a game, right? A game is, in its nature, supposed to be fun. But I think the best thing to me, again, just like last patch, or 2 patches ago, when I hit Masters, it's because I just kind of said, fuck it, I'm just reroll only. And I think I'm going to do that again very soon. Because I'm getting to that point where it's like, okay, I need to upload like wins on my YouTube, because every time I upload a loss, I get a bunch of dislikes and everybody's like upset at me for some reason. So like I stopped uploading losses and doing VOD reviews because of that, because I'm like, it's not worth getting called names from people on the internet. So I only upload when I do top 4s, and even then sometimes I make a mistake and then I get a bunch of dislikes and people start roasting me. So I'm like, okay, my bad. I'm just trying to do daily content. The only way I think I can do like consistent top 4s for this channel with this patch is to start doing rerolls again. So I think I'm gonna do that. Unless I got some Heartsteel spots or like some really good spots. Like in order to go 8, you have to be like really rich, right? So if I high roll your opener, then you can go 8 and you can play like a standard 80 or AP flex. But I think this is another patch where it's like, you know, you have AD items, maybe Angle, Yone, Riven, or something else. You have AP items like probably Angle, Lulu, or any of the other AP units like Seraphine or Vex or Executioners or whatever, and you'll probably more consistently hit a top 4 because you'll just preserve so much HP that when the Heartsteel players kill everybody off, you'll still be around to get to sneak in as a 4th, right? And also now they buffed maybe Jax. I don't know. Anyways, probably the thumbnail will have Jax in it. I'll be like, he's back, question mark. But yeah, hopefully this was enjoyable. Don't take anything the wrong way. I'm not upset or anything. I'm just like trying to make this video, so we're gonna see how it goes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with back to daily uploads of TFT content. Sorry this was a day late. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I was just busy, so I'm uploading it today. Happy climbing. Have fun, everybody. Bye bye.